Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Disorderly from Disorderly Product News. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. This is a video about the first man I ever saw do what we refer to now as auditing. Even though I don't audit in the traditional sense, if you look up the word auditing, it almost always, the definition has to do with fiscal, financial matters, accountants, IRS, auditing the books, which is taking a unbiased look at what's going on financially. So auditing today, I think the definition has changed. It's pretty much anybody who picks up a camera and goes into government spaces or films government employees, whether they be librarians, post office workers, which I never do, but other people do, or police officers, FBI, ATF, pretty much anything, or standing on the sidewalk outside any building and videotaping it, hoping to get a response, usually, so they can assert their First Amendment right. Because the First Amendment gives you the right to freedom of the press and freedom of speech. So you videotaping from a public access point, there is no difference between you doing that and you eating an ice cream cone. In fact, there is something different. There's nothing about eating an ice cream cone in the Bill of Rights. There's nothing about eating an ice cream cone in the Constitution. So it's actually more legal to videotape from a public access point than it is to eat an ice cream cone. And the law makes no differentiate. It does not differentiate between our eyes, our ears, our brain, and a camera. So whatever our eyes can see and our ears can hear, our video cameras can videotape. You'll often hear people say, well, you can't record here. We have private things going on. We have private matters. Well, you're in a public setting. You have care, custody, and control of that information. You cannot expect things to be in private and be in public at the same time. Those are opposing terms. They're antonyms. So if you want something to be private, you have to put it in private. If the case were that I couldn't videotape in public because you having private information, then if you left a sheet of paper on the table and I walked up and I looked at that sheet of paper, you could arrest me then, right? Because I shouldn't have saw that. But the law doesn't differentiate between a camera and our eyes. What it does say is you cannot use the zoom on your camera or on your phone to zoom in on a screen or a piece of paper. It does differentiate there. But outside of that, it makes no difference between your eyes, your ears, and your phone. So the first guy I ever saw do this is probably circa 2004 to 2006. It was a man by the name of Jimmy Justice. He's a small, short Jewish guy who wore a yarmulke, and he ran around New York. And his catchphrase was, your days of running around this town like a cowboy are over, because I'm Jimmy Justice. And he would get parking enforcement officers, law enforcement officers, parking in front of fire hydrants, in front of in handicap spots while they're going in and getting groceries. And he made it all the way to Nightline. So he is the godfather of what they call auditing. I don't like that word because it kind of, they group us together, so it kind of has a negative connotation to some people, but I have my own beliefs. Most of the time I'm looked at as too soft on the police on one side, and then on the other side I'm looked at as too hard on the police. But I try and be as objective as possible. I'm only human. My emotions do get involved. But I want to introduce you guys to Jimmy Justice, the godfather of auditing, the first guy to ever do it. This is a good 12, 15 years ago.
You made an illegal U-turn in a business district. You made an illegal U-turn in a business district, and I have it on video.
Don't do that.
What kind of example are you for the citizens of New York? You're a police officer. You're not supposed to make a U-turn within a business district.
Can you get out of my face?
You're not allowed to make a U-turn in a business district. You're supposed to.
Come on, arrest me.
I don't have the authority to arrest you, but I have the authority to videotape you, call 311, and file a report against you.
Call him.
I will.
Call him.
Because I have it all on video.
Call him now.
You're supposed to enforce the law, not violate the law.
Get out of my face. I'm going to get you arrested.
For what?
You videoed me, and I said don't do it.
I videoed you breaking the
I
law.
said don't video me.
You're the one who broke the law, and not me. Why are you mad at me?
You want to call 1-900?
Don't make illegal U-turns in New York City.
Step out my face. I asked you to step out my face.
I asked you not to make illegal U-turns in New York City within a business district. I am Jimmy Justice, and your days of running around this city like a cowboy are over. And a sergeant, nonetheless. Who are you?
I'm retired from the job.
Oh, okay.
Who are they filming you?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's
Because you work for the PD, you're not supposed to let anybody film you. I'm retired from the job, I'm just telling you.
Which job is that?
NYPD, police department.
Oh, okay.
You're not supposed to film anybody that's employed with the police department because of the terrorism.
Oh, okay. That's what they want us to believe, and that's a scare tactic that the police use.
Technically,
but why don't you have a look on the other side of her vehicle?
Technically,
there's a fire pump there. She's supposed to wear a seatbelt when you move a gasoline-fueled motor vehicle? You're not wearing a seatbelt. There's a little sticker there that says seatbelt required. Is that the best you can do?
All right, sir. I'm going to submit this information to New York City Police Department.
Why are you taking a picture of me?
I'm taking a picture of you because you're a police officer who's supposed to enforce the law.
And no parking?
And you parked your police car in a place where the sign says no parking anytime. And you're not doing your job. You went into the Rite Aid.
I can go into the Rite Aid because if you don't know if I have a feminine problem, you don't know if I have any type of problem.
Right.
You don't know if I have my asthma, if I need my medicine, or anything like that. You don't know my business.
Right. So if you have to go in the Rite Aid
and I have my period,
right,
I can go in there. All right.
Are you on drugs?
What is your problem?
You're a traffic enforcement agent, and you parked your official vehicle blocking a fire pump, and there's a fire outside with firemen out there, and they have no access to the pump. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. While you're in the store, you don't hear the fire pump. Somebody else will get a ticket for that. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Carl, what are you doing? Move away from the vehicle.
I'm filming you breaking the law. Miss Dooley, you broke the law.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You broke the law.
Thank you.
What are you going to do, bite me with your gold tooth?
A citizen crime fighter known as Jimmy Justice.
Jimmy's already on his third camera.
You try to complain to the city government and you don't get what you feel is right or just, then you have to bring it to the public.
This new video revolution, he says, levels the playing field, giving the average Joe, or in this case Jimmy, a chance to fight back against the power players.
You parked in a no standing from...
And it seems to work. The NYPD has launched a sweeping investigation into the officers caught on tape.
A traffic enforcement agent gives somebody a ticket for parking blocking a fire hydrant. And then the same traffic enforcement agent, he made a U-turn, he blocked a different fire hydrant and went to a restaurant to eat lunch.
Giving you the power to turn a top cop into a top download overnight.
You're supposed to.
I probably saw these videos for the first time about 12 years ago. So there you go, guys. That's Jimmy Justice. That's one of the first guys I ever saw do that, if not the first guy I ever saw do that. Put the hypocrisy, put the double standard on tape in such a blunt manner. So he does deserve the credit for that. So go to his page and subscribe. Go to his channel and subscribe. He's not active, but I do believe he is still around. It really is that simple. If it's a public building, a public space owned by the public, owned by some form of the government, federal, state, local, you could record there. The law differentiates nothing between your eyes, your ears, and your camera. It really is that simple. Disorderly Product News. Over and out.